Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Comics from the Future. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And we're with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, where every Friday we run this show where we show you the newest comics that are open order. That means that if you place your order with your store by Sunday night, you are guaranteed to get these comics. So I'd say it's a pretty medium week this week. Nothing huge, but definitely some noteworthy ones we're going to go over.
Seems like all the companies have something, which is really nice.
They all have something to bring to the table, which is great after many weeks that we were doing where it was just like, Marvel's not here this week or DC's not here this week. But yeah, they are all here. So before we get into it, I know if you've seen our last few videos, you found out that we have a website you can order from now. And this is the video where we show you the things to order because our website is set up to take pre-orders on upcoming comics. So again, all you have to do is go to infinityflux.net. That's our new website. And then you click towards the bottom where you can set up an account unless you already have one. Create the account, go to comic subscriptions where you can search by comics in the search bar, or you could go to last call FOC, and that is what we're going over on the video. You'll be able to scroll down and look at the same things that we're talking about. You can click on something and you can either subscribe to the entire series going on or just the cover you want. You could just pre-order the particular cover. It's very easy to use. So there's my quick little plug.
Let's get into
the books that are available to order. So, beginning with our featured comics this week.
Starting with New Mutants. It's a new Mutants. Even newer mutants.
I love it. It can't be New Mutants without the Demon Bear coming around.
Exactly. That's what I thought was really interesting. If you look on this, you see it's like a who's who of the New Mutants rogues gallery. There's Shadow King. There's Demon Bear. So this is a new 5-issue miniseries called New Mutants Lethal Legion. So someone is creating a new Lethal Legion. And it looks like it's going to have those characters in it. Maybe it's going to have a team up of Demon Bear and Shadow King and some kind of classic New Mutants villains. There not a whole lot beyond that. Even when I tried to find out the character roster, it's like you've got characters, fan favorites like Wolfsbane and Karma.
Wolfsbane. I mean, it looks like they're casting her as leader, possibly.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering about this. So one thing is like you've got your favorites like Wolfsbane and Karma alongside newcomer Escapade, and others. So it's like they only named a couple, but when you look at the covers, you can kind of guess. What I thought was interesting about this cover is no Magic.
I was going to say, I noticed that too. It's like Magic, I guess she's just too big to hang out with her little team.
Because she's on all the variants. Okay. So it's like, I wonder what's going to be going on here. Is she only going to be in a little bit? But this is written by Charlie Jane Anders and art by Enid Ballum. So I think this is really cool, especially because it's been a while since there's been a new Mutants to jump onto. This is still set in the current what's going on. You know, they're living on Krakoa, all of that. But the New Mutants are going to have to kind of take a side trip over to find out about this new Lethal Legion and who is putting it together. So this is our A cover. We have our variant. This is the FUJI variant.
Oh, so adorable.
I can't figure out why that one thing has the Marvel logo in its mouth right in the center. It's a weird little
thing.
They
placed that there.
Yeah. Then we have the Greg Land variant, this time with Magic.
Yep. Popping by being like, I'm done with Limbo for 1 minute. I'll do a little cover here and go back.
And then we have the VECCHIO Planet of the Apes variant.
Some of these are cool, and some of them just make me laugh. Like, look at the apes just, like, raining down on them.
She's going to open up a portal to Limbo. They're all just going to fall through it.
Okay, so check this out. Here's a new 3-issue miniseries by a very awesome and popular creative team. It's Scott Snyder and Francis Manapul. So this is Clear from Dark Horse Comics. Just a little 3-issue series, but, you know, Scott Snyder, he is good at telling a lot of story in a little bit, which is why I like him so much as a writer.
Like we have demons.
He'll get more into 3 issues than a lot of people will get into 6 issues. So check out the premise to this. The premise is it is set in the near future where everybody is able to go through life looking through augmented realities. Everyone has filters on nonstop. So you could be living like you're in old style Hollywood in monochrome days, or you can make it look like you're in a zombie apocalypse. I don't really know why you want to live your life that way. You can make the whole world look like you're in an anime, which is definitely going to change how you interact with the world, how you feel about the world. I'm guessing different groups would group up who believe in the same sort of reality they want to augment. Well, anyway, this follows our main character, who's a bit of a party pooper because he goes through life with no filter. And I'm sure he's supposed to be our focal character because, the first thing I think is like, well, I'm not doing that. I do it for fun, but living that way? Anyhow, what the plot is that an old flame of his gets murdered and it sends him sort of down the rabbit hole into this world as he's trying to figure out why she was murdered. And I'm sure we're going to meet a lot of different groups who see the world in a lot of different ways. I can't wait to see MANAPUL's art style change as we're seeing through different characters' perspectives. So this is probably going to be quite a visual feast. And with Scott Snyder writing it, it's going to be easy sell.
Yeah, for sure.
So, this is one you may want to sign up for. So this is the regular cover. We got all MANAPUL covers. So this is the A cover. Here is the B cover.
It's very weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide what sort of world, like somebody's in like a gothic world or something.
Yeah.
They're seeing this
from the Funko Pop headed people.
Here is the C cover.
It's almost like a Berserker cover.
I kind of mixed with some Punisher.
Yeah.
Here is the D cover. Definitely some weird, interesting, stylized world. And then there's a foil cover for the main cover as well. They can never display that in the image. So if you want the foil cover, there is one of those as well.
Okay, next up, we are getting DC Rwby. Number 1, this is going to be a 7-issue miniseries. So there was a team up between the DC Universe and Rwby before, but it's where in the Rwby universe, there was DC characters and kind of their version of that. Well, this time we're going the other way. So the Grimm, the creatures from the Rwby anime are showing up all across the DC universe, and Batman is going to find out who brought these things there, and that's when he runs into the Rwby team. So if you're a fan of the hit Amazon anime from Rooster Teeth, you'll definitely want to check this one out. It sounds really cool. This is going to be written by Marguerite Bennett, and the art is by MEGHAN, who did this cover. So if you like the cover, that's what the interior art's going to look like. And it's been a little while since that last miniseries, so this is cool that you get a little bit more of this world.
It looks like the Rwby characters have hunted down the Trinity and mounted their heads.
It's a dark version of it, but yes. We also have this MIRKA ANDOLFO variant as well.
Okay, so here's a new miniseries about X-23. It's X-23 Deadly Regenesis. So this is set back a while in time. It's back when she was still being primarily called X-23. It's not that long after she had gotten away from the facility, the place where she was trained. This is back in her days where she used to work with X-Force, when she worked with X-Men, but the early days. So this is by Erica Schultz, with art by Edgar Salazar, and it's going to be a 5-issue miniseries all about Laura Kinney, back when she was X-23, just filling more of the gap in about her life. You could kind of tell it's a time where she was a lot more feral.
Yeah, well, in the current X-Men timeline, she's actually been in that place where she aged up, so now she's a lot older. Mm-hmm. This is back when she was kind of that, like, berserker kid.
Yep. So that's the general premise of it, and that's the creative team on it. So here's the main cover. We have the ACA Women's History Month variant. We have the CASAGRANDE Stormbreakers variant. And then we have a Peach Momoko variant for X-23 Deadly Regenesis. 5-issue miniseries.
But there's also...
That's right. They're doing a facsimile of X-23, her first ongoing series back from 2005. Mm-hmm. So if you missed out on this one, or you don't want to break out your $25 copy of it and leaf through it, here you can get a facsimile of it. This, of course, was by Christopher Yost, and Craig Kyle wrote it, with art by Billy Tam.
Yes. Okay, next up, we're getting another Predator #1. feels like we were just here. But no, they are relaunching it, the new Predator #1.
They're trying to catch up with Alien.
I know they're constantly going to be out #1ing each other. But this one, it sounds really cool. So if you're familiar with the movie Predators, this sounds a lot like that. So 8 people have been taken to a planet, a far-off planet, to be hunted by the Predators. Very much like the movie. But this time, someone is also hunting the Predators. So who hunts the hunter?
A predator?
Yes. I'm wondering if this is also a slight continuation from the previous series, because we had the girl that was trying to hunt that one predator. Or is this going to be her maybe a few years later when she's become like the ultimate predator hunter? I don't know. But it is still written by the same writer, Ed Brisson, and this time the art is by Nitho Diaz.
I'm guessing you're probably right, especially same writer.
Same writer, yeah. But I like this idea too, that it's like we're getting back to more predators in the hunting instead of the one person hunting one predator. And we also have this really cool Barends variant where predators fighting. It looks like an anaconda, a tiger, and a crocodile. And
there's like a jaguar. Yeah. Okay. So next up is a new one from creative team Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Walta. It is called Phantom Road. So this is a new miniseries. I couldn't figure out exactly how many issues. So it did say miniseries, so that means either 5 or 6 issues. So here is the premise. The premise is there's a truck driver with a dark past. Almost, just like a redundancy there. And this truck driver with a dark past, he comes upon an accident scene where he helps save an individual. And then something happens where the two of them pull out this magical artifact from the wreckage. So my bet is the whole wreck probably had to do with people trying to get this artifact. I don't know that. I'm just sort of surmising. Well, anyway, this artifact completely sort of changes their life and their world. It's the solicitation is very sort of loose about what happens, but it's supposed to be they end up, it's about the strange and impossible monsters. It's a mixed strangeness and impossible monsters. But I think people will know if they want to read this or not based on Lemire.
I would say all you've got to really say is Lemire, and if you like his indie work, you'll probably like this.
Yep. So this is the main cover by the interior artist, Gabriel Walta. Here is the B cover by Lemire.
Weird spooky faces.
Yeah. And then here is the C cover by Fernandez. Or Fernandez is the better way to say that.
Okay. Probably the correct way to say it.
So now we're going to get to our other #1s. These are not our featured ones, but there's always so many of them, we just kind of have to break them up.
Starting with Skull and Bone #1. This is a 3-part miniseries from Dark Horse that's actually based off of an upcoming Ubisoft game. Sounds super cool. I love the pirate aesthetic. It's like Assassin's Creed Black Flag. But this one is about a merchant vessel that is besieged by some pirates, all while a typhoon is going on, and they both get wrecked.
It's a lot of bad luck all at once.
Yeah, but they both get wrecked and marooned on an island where there is going to be some mysteries and danger, and I'm guessing you're going to see how first they have to fight each other, but then they eventually have to work together to survive. Sounds really cool, and Dark Horse does great with these video game tie-ins. They really get the spirit of the game and everything. So, and just the one cover for this one. So, and I'm going to be looking up the trailer for this game afterwards.
I'm kind of interested too.
I love the pirate stuff. That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so the next #1 is Hunt, Kill, Repeat. I tried to add in the periods there. Yeah. So there's our main character on the cover. It's Artemis. So the premise of this is pretty interesting. So the Greek gods come down to Earth, beat everyone down, and go, we're ruling down here now. And by the way, here's a laundry list of rules and ways you have to worship us. Well, Artemis falls in love with a human, and she rebels against the gods. This does not go well for her. They strip her of her powers and do other nasty things, probably to the people that she loves. Anyhow, this is set 10 years after that. So Artemis is thought to be sort of just gone. Well, she's been in training, and she is out to kill the gods. So that is the premise for Hunt, Kill, Repeat. I believe this is going to be ongoing. It's by writer Mark London with art by Archia Diacano and Deering. We have 2 artists on this series. So that's the general premise of it. This main cover is by Ryan Kincaid, and then here is the Sauvage variant, which I
Looks
think
like she really rebelled.
revealing. I think it's revealing a little bit of something here.
Yeah, I've seen some interior pages of this, and it looks really good. Next up is a new book from Scout called We Wicked Ones. No periods in between that. You see this great David Mack cover. So this is about an orphaned girl from a mass witch burning named Celia Jordan, who, and I couldn't tell, but it sounds like this was like modern day witch burning because it says she's now in Washington, D.C., and she is kind of the area's secret witch. And it looks like the government uses her as kind of a hired killer. So she gets hired to, and to add another element to this, take out a beloved and powerful superhero. So there's superheroes in this world as well. But she may have some reservations about doing this. It doesn't say too much beyond that, but it sounds pretty interesting. And we just have the one cover for it. This is by L.J. Dewey and Paulo Mel.
All right, they're starting up another Star Trek comic. I think off the success of the last one IDW did. So this is Star Trek Defiant, and in this, Worf is going to be leading the crew of the Defiant. And the way they describe it as the Dirty Dozen meets Star Trek. I don't know if I could do better justice at describing the book than that. I mean, I haven't read it yet, but now it's like I gotta see what they mean by that. So just want to let you know this is beginning as well. This is by writer Christopher Cantwell's writing this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's definitely quite a good writer. And the art is by Angel Unzuita. So here's our main cover by the interior artist Unzuita. Here is our Ward variant. That's right, eat your heart out, Todd. Here is the Shalvi variant. And then here is the Aja variant. Aja's back to doing the old style posters.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, and Buffy is back with a new, I'm guessing it's a one-shot because it's called a special. This is Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer special #1. If you remember, there was a Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer series that was kind of the Old Man Logan, but of the Buffy universe, where she was older in the future. And this is set 4 years after that. And the team, the gang, has to head underground to find out the reason for a decreasing vampire activity, and it says it's pretty horrible. So if you are looking for a new Buffy book, this may be it. And I think it's got a couple of covers. So this is the main one. And then we have the Florentino variant.
Just firing that crossbow like she doesn't even care.
Doesn't even care.
It's the 1,000th time she's fired a crossbow.
Like there's no recoil in that at all.
Okay, so next up, there's a new Barbarella series. It is called Barbarella Center Cannot Hold. If you can't tell, this is a Derek Chew cover.
Oh,
it has
yeah.
all the hallmarks of it, the glossiness.
The glossy, the shiny clothes.
He likes it when people wear vinyl. It's like just perfect for his art style. I like Derek Chew stuff a lot. So the premise of this is Barbarella is on a quest to convince the architects that a war with the unnameable is going to destroy the whole galaxy. So she wants to kind of avoid that, obviously. So again, this is the Chew cover, the main cover. Here is the Selena cover. So slinky.
Yeah. I like her little compatriot, that the little kind of a space squirrel.
Yeah. And then here is the Broxton retro variant for this. So again, we don't show every single comic available, especially the ones by Dynamite. They have a lot of covers, so you can seek them out yourself, or you can see them at our website, infinityflux.net, to order them if you like. All right, now we're on to cool covers and other comics. This is going to be variant covers that we think are noteworthy and further issues in the series that we really just want to talk about too. Beginning with
Amazing Spider-Man #21. And why am I featuring this one? Because this has been what we've been waiting for. If you've been reading Amazing Spider-Man, it kicked off with this Peter Parker in a crater, and the big thing, what did Peter Parker do? We know he has been separated from Mary Jane, but for 20 issues, we don't know why. Now we are going to get the answer in this story arc starting in issue 21. We'll answer the questions from the number 1. What did Peter Parker do, and what made him and Mary Jane split up?
I mean, talk about starting in media res. Usually it's like, you start something where it's already, something's happened, and then you get around to it. This one has taken its grand old time, but it's been a good ride along the way.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be exciting to finally see what happened. So this is our A cover. Then we have our variant. This is the
Basil Dua
Stormbreaker variant, which is very weird with Silk, but she's kind of like bisected.
I see
along the way.
It's a lot to take in here. Okay.
And then we have a big one. This is the Disney 100 Hulk variant homage cover. So these have been selling like crazy. No surprise there, but get your Hulk one with Amazing Spider-Man.
These have also been confusing people. So,
Yes.
It's good you watch our show. You're not confused, but trust me, everyone who walks into a store who doesn't know about these, they think they were buying an Incredible Hulk issue.
Yeah, or Avengers when it's Spider-Man.
This is definitely Amazing Spider-Man number 21, just the Disney variant. Okay, so next up, this is Avengers number 66. This is the Hainsworth connecting wraparound variant. Look at all the little digital figures.
They're really cute. I even, because I had to cut this in half, so I zoomed into it and tried to look at all the characters. They're really cute, mobile game app, Atari-esque characters, just a couple of pixels each.
So many to look at too. You see Galactus, you see Eternity, some of the bigger ones. Easier to spot. I think a giant Mephisto.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's the back.
With even more. So it's all the Celestials.
I mean, this is going to be one that it's we're going to try to guess how many people want this, and
we're still going to
so hard or over. I'll be I love it. Let's get a ton. And then, so definitely this is why we do this show. If you want this pre-order it with your comic shop, whether that's us or someone else. It helps them know the interest.
Yeah.
It really is helpful, those of us that are willing to pre-order things.
But I'm wondering if this is the start of, because we haven't seen one like this before, but there's always kind of the early stages of this is popular. Is a lot of books going to start getting these that have
but there's so many characters already on them, though.
But I was even going through and be well, I see a couple of green Hulks. Is there a red Hulk? I didn't see red Hulk on there. So Marvel has so many characters you could do this for at least 4 issues.
I guess you're right. They need to start doing South Park style.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay, so then if that variant's not enough, here's another one that you're going to want. It is the Alex Ross Timeless Villains variant that he's doing. So he's doing 37 of these. Our last show already had the first 2. Hope you put in your pre-order. If you didn't, you could probably still, get it from your shop when it arrives in another 2 weeks. But if you want to collect all 37, now is the time to do it.
Yes.
When he did the last batch of these, I mean, there were people coming in a year later asking about these. So,
and this one's awesome. This Ultron is so cool.
And if you search around online, you can see the full picture that he did where he's pulling them all. He did them all separate, but they're all together in the full picture, and it all fits. It's really, really good. Another thing is these were originally solicited that I think they were 1 in 25s. They were incentives, and incentive comics you have to pay more for. Well, us retailers were no, make them open order. And Marvel listens. So these are open order. So if you see anywhere that these cost more, they really should just be regular variant price. The place probably doesn't know that yet. There's a sketch variant that is not in color. That's 1 in 100, however. Okay. So.
And next up we have Bloodline, Daughter of Blade, number 2. Number 1 just came out this week. Big hit. Everyone is grabbing it up. Even though it's not her first appearance, it's still her first mini-series, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of her. So, and what's special about this one? Blade makes his appearance in his daughter's life, and we're going to have to see how that goes down. So, very exciting. Got some variants for this. We've got the Cola variant.
Very nice. A lot of atmosphere and mood to that one.
Yes. I like how characters then also, it doesn't take long for them to naturally get their colors. So hers is kind of that purple and black and dark and kind of that blue. Then we have the Towel variant. And we have a Peach Momoko Women's History Month variant.
Okay, so here is the other Alex Ross one available. It is for Fantastic Four number 5. This one, of course, with Super Skrull on it. So you heard my spiel before. If you're on the fence, you might want to pull that trigger before we get 10, 20 into these, and then you're like, I want them all!
Yeah.
So now you can order them for cover price. And then here is the other regular Alex Ross variant for Fantastic Four number 5. And this is the issue where finally they've all been reunited.
Yeah.
Like, we had the stories where they were separate, now they're all together.
Next up, we have Mary Jane Black Cat, number 4 of 5. So only one issue after this. And they are still in limbo.
Okay.
So I think that's interesting. They're kind of one of the longest dark web adjacent titles. But in this one, it says they're still in there and they're learning more secrets about Limbo. I'm wondering, is one of them going to stay behind? Who knows? But looks really cool. This is the A cover. Then we have the amazing Dodderman variant with all the different Black Cats. You thought she hasn't had that many costumes, but just take a look at this.
I'll be getting that one.
Yeah, that one is awesome. And we have, of course, an Alex Ross variant.
Marvel's just pounding us with the good variants. Too many.
Which is so funny because it's like, this was a toss-up. He's doing all villains, but it's like, I guess this is a drawing of her when she was a villain, but now she's kind of a hero.
She's so wistful. She's so just staring up, hair just in the wind. All right, so here's the Horley variant from Moon Knight number 21. And in this issue, there's supposed to be a Pied Piper character. Copyright against DC, Pied Piper. But it looks like he's going to be able to control people and turn them against Moon Knight. And that's one problem with Moon Knight. He's fine to beat up villains all day, but he doesn't like beating up innocent people.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. This is the Horley variant.
Then we've got our next issue of Scarlet Witch. This is Scarlet Witch number 3. And what's this one exciting? Because Polaris is in it. Scarlet Witch's sister. So I think this is cool. You know, at least modern, we haven't seen them together too much. And she is going to pay a visit to Scarlet Witch's new store / kind of therapy place. But she's not the one there for help because it just says a microscopic character needs help. And they are going to have to enter space, shrink down and go on a journey through the subatomica.
Quantum Mania tie.
Yep. So it's like a team up of the two sisters to help out this microscopic patient.
And on the cover, they're back to back. It doesn't get cooler than that.
Yeah. So, of course, I've really been enjoying the series. We have this great A cover. We also have, who is definitely a villain, this is the Alex Ross Mephisto variant.
There's not much more to do in hell than work on your abs and torture people.
Yeah, and like show off over a light. Then we have the Carnera Women's History Month variant. And this one's really cool. This is the Nakayama MCU variant. So this is based off of WandaVision. So you've got them there on the couch on the bottom, kind of in black and white going into color. You've got Agatha. You've got, what is she called in this one? I guess she's Spectrum now. She's had a lot of names. And then, of course, Wanda at the top.
Okay, so here is the regular cover to Silver Surfer Ghostlight number 2. This series just started this week. And in this issue, Silver Surfer's old friend Al Harper, who died way back in Silver Surfer's original first ongoing series, issue number 5, he is back. And this time he has cosmic powers, but he doesn't quite remember who he was. So is he going to wield these powers justly, or will he not? Anyhow, I think this will end up being probably first full appearance of the Ghostlight character, because he was just sort of cameoed in the issue number 1. So again, this is the main cover. Here is the Malieve variant for that.
Next up is a big one. This is Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 32. And this is even called the Inferno Squadron First Appearance cover. So they were teased a couple of times in various, like the Revelations issue and all of that. But this is going to be actually the Inferno Squadron who made their appearance in the Squadrons game. Their first, well, they were in Battlefront. This will be their first like in-story comic. So this one's really big. They know it's going to be big, so they did this special variant for it. That's for Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 32. We also have the Women's History Month, Women's Appreciation Month, with Nakano Lash by Peach Momoko. Then we have the Return of the Jedi, Lucasfilm 40th anniversary.
Sarlacc Pit.
Yep. Then next we have High Republic number 6, and this is the Peach Momoko cover for that with Mathia Cathley. And we also have the other variant for this issue. This is the Rice variant. Then we have...
Star Wars goes on.
We have Santa Staros number 2, which got number 1 this week. And that is on the cover, Diva Lumpa, who was a big character that started back in War of the Bounty Hunters. But she is not gone. She's appearing in this. This is our A cover for that. Then we have the Bustos variant. We have the Momoko Women's History variant with Santa's granny that we just met, Thea, in the first issue.
Okay, so this is the Baldian Planet of the Apes variant for X-Men number 20. Just don't want anybody who's collecting all the Planet of the Apes variants to miss out on any, so here's this one. There's also a Camuncoli trading card variant with Nimrod. Who would have known that the insult I used to hurl at people would be such a famous character? And then here is the Alex Ross Timeless Dark Phoenix variant.
Because it's villains, you have to say it's Dark Phoenix. This isn't just regular Phoenix.
So I think that's, 5 of the Timeless this week that are available to order. And this issue of X-Men 20, it's more of the X-Men and Captain Marvel crossover where they're going up against the Brood.
Then next we have Action Comics. This is Action Comics 1052. So kind of our second issue in the new relaunch, The Dawn of DC. And yeah, I really like the first one. Looking forward to this one with all the Metallo stuff going on. We've got a few covers for this. So this is our A cover.
You know, people love the color bleed that they do, but one of these days, some artist is going to accidentally leave off a layer and send it, and it's going to be a hit, and then later he's going to be like, I totally missed the layer where the lines are supposed to be there.
We also have the Clayton Henry variant, Power Girl. We've got the... See, this is the Sandoval variant.
That's great. Super Team, huddle up.
Then we have the Lee Weeks variant. And also we have the Kari Randolph Black History Month variant. And also they are doing a second printing of 1051, the one that kicked off this new arc.
Yep. Okay, so this is the main cover to Batman vs. Robin number 5, which is the final issue of this
miniseries. It feels like a long time since the last one. It's like we had this and then like Lazarus Planet, and they're like, and then the last issue.
I know, we're a third of the way in the Lazarus Planet, and they're just finally getting back to this. I mean, this had to have been a little bit delayed. Still, this is the finale of it. Will father and son reconcile, or will they battle? So this is the main cover. Here is the Kelly Jones cardstock variant with that scary Batman with the pointy ears.
I like the Alfred back there. He's teamed up with Alfred.
That's right, I see that. And then here is the Sandoval cardstock variant and the Paquette cardstock variant.
Next up, we have Harley Quinn, number 27. And I can't find out for sure, but I believe this is the final part of that like multiversal Harley story, where, what is it, like 80 Harleys, plus a giant zombie Harley, plus Poison Ivy, plus Kevin. They're all going up against this Harley Quinn that laughs. This is our A cover, the John Boy Myers cover. We also have the Alex Garner variant. We have the Jenny Frizen variant. And we have the Matteo Lawley variant with Poison Ivy. Oh, and also, we have Tim Drake Robin, number 6. This is the Dan Mora variant, but I thought this was really cool because it's got the trade dress of the, 90s Robin series.
It really does, totally. Okay, so this is the Laura Sanapo International Women's Day variant for Justice Society of America number 3.
It also features Power Girl's new costume.
It's a really cool perspective.
It's really cool.
And so in this issue, Huntress is back in the 1940s. She's trying to save the Justice Society. And so she's been flung back to the 1940s right as they're forming. That's sort of their formative year. So pretty interesting.
Next up is Star Wars Hyperspace Stories number 4. Of course, this series is very personal to me as I'm working on it. I'm currently working on it. I didn't do this issue, but stay tuned.
It doesn't get much more personal unless you lived in it. Like if it's autobiographical, that'd be the only way.
I didn't do this issue, but stay tuned. It's coming up. But in this issue, Rey goes with Chewbacca to Kashyyyk for Wookiee Life Day. And, of course, someone's going to crash the party. It is a bounty hunter. We don't know which bounty hunter it is. Could be a new bounty hunter. Not sure. But really cool. Love this cover. Love all the stuff with Rey. There is a variant for this, but it was not ready yet.
You know, now that we have a half-decent website that we can actually put things on, we'll get to put the one you do next on there and let people buy it and sign copies.
Maybe have signed copies on there.
And we'll be rich. Fantastic rich.
Finally, the grand scheme.
Okay, so this is the main cover to Berserker number 12. That's right. It's the final issue. And I've read all of these, and the last one I even read the comments to it. So I'm a big fan of Matt Kindt, and of course, like all of America, I like Keanu Reeves. And at the last issue, they said that they were trying to get Boom to let them do at least a double-size finale. Well, they got it.
So, I'm sure it didn't take too much convincing.
Yeah, it's not even double the price. It's like $1 or $2 more, but this is a double-size finale for Berserker, and then we have the B cover, which is actually by Matt Kindt.
Who finally gets to do a cover.
Yep.
That's great.
All right, so now we're getting to the last part of our show, other printings and graphic novels.
Starting with, this was a huge hit, and they're doing a second printing of World's Finest, number 11. This was the Jack White from the White Stripes variant that he did, and it's going to a second printing. Now, what I couldn't tell was, for the second printing, the back of the book has new art on it. But this is the front. And I'm not sure if I have the first one, but I haven't looked at the back of it. It could be the same thing, or it could be new. But if you missed out on it and you want to grab it, this is your chance.
And if you're one of the 50 people that came to our shop after the first one released and was like, hey, do you have that? And we didn't have it. Well, now we'll have it. So all of you, come back. Come back. So I know you don't care about printing. You just wanted to.
We'll play Seven Nation Army loudly from the roof and call them all back in.
There you go.
Thump or something.
Okay, so speaking of second printings, DC Universe's Lazarus Planet Assault on Krypton is going to second print. So as you can see, they recolored the cover. So
it's
if you
cool.
missed that first print,
really highlights
shot
his new suit in there.
Yep. So second printing of this is coming out. And also, Saga number 61 is going to second print. This, of course, is the first issue of the newest arc that has just begun, bringing all our Saga readers back in the store. Nice to see you after your little break.
Yep.
That's what we tell them all. So that also is going back to second print.
Also, Darkwing Duck number 1 facsimile is coming out. This is the recreation of Darkwing Duck's first appearance in comics from, I guess, early 90s.
Yeah.
So if you want to check that out, I like that they did that with Gargoyles. Now they're doing it with Darkwing Duck, so you don't miss out on that one.
And, we buy collections all the time. I just bought one of these today.
Did you really? I don't think I've ever seen this in person.
Yep. All right, so Cosmic Ghost Rider is getting a hardcover collecting all his previous stuff because he has his new series coming out that we already went over last Comics from the Future. And this is going to collect all the previous stuff, like basically his creation and origin back in the Thanos series. And then once Cates took over after Lemire had left. This also continues in his own 6-part series, Cosmic Ghost Rider. And then he was with the Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in their series going to cross over. And then Cates did another one called Revenge of Cosmic Ghost Rider. So all in all, 560 pages for $49.99. Some awesome writing by Cates and equally incredible art by Jeff Shaw. That is what this is. So if you didn't read all that, it's a good read. It's a very fun, interesting series.
It's interesting they didn't call it an omnibus too. It's just like, are they waiting for that new series to come out and then put that in there, then create an omnibus?
Maybe you're right. You know, whenever somebody comes in the store and they see a Cosmic Ghost Rider on the wall, the back issues, and they ask me about them, the first thing I say is, guess who it is? And I tell them it's Frank Castle, and everyone's like, what? It always piques the interest.
Yeah, it's great. Also, we are getting a Department of Truth compendium, Conspiracy Deluxe hardcover, Volume 1. There's a lot of little extra tags on there. But this is going to be $49.99, and it collects issues 1 through 17. So that is the first 3 story arcs of Department of Truth. So if you missed out on getting those, if you're waiting for a more deluxe edition, I think these are going to be really cool with this new, really creepy cover.
I know. Leave it on your coffee table. Scare away your in-laws.
Yeah, sure.
They will be like, I'm not staying at their house. They'll start staying at a hotel when they come to the town to visit. Okay, so lastly, it is an original hardcover Night Fever by the incredible team of Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. So, of course, they've written and, done art for so many things together. I mean, they pretty much only exclusively work together on things that are their own creation now. But this is something new. It doesn't link in with Criminal.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is something new. And so what it's about, like the solicitation says, this dude named John Webb is on a business trip in a foreign country. He can't sleep, so he gets up and he decides to walk around this foreign land at night. Well, as he does it, he ends up with this mysterious character named Raynor. And Raynor is not just mysterious, he's also kind of violent, and he shows him the weird parts of this foreign land at night. However, John Webb sort of gets trapped, and then the story is sort of like, what will he do to get back out of this and to get back to his former life?
Almost sounds a little surreal.
I think so. I think they're definitely going surreal with this, but I've never read anything by Brubaker and Phillips that I didn't like.
Right. Yeah.
So, these are always very easy to sell to anybody. And if you like it, then you have all their old stuff to check out as well. So anyway, this is going to be $24.99. Go ahead and place your pre-orders when you're ready. And that is our show. Thank you for joining us again. We will be back on Monday where we do our spoiler light reviews of all the new comics coming out early. So on Monday, we'll be reviewing the comics that drop on Tuesday and Wednesday to prepare you for when you go into your store. We reveal all the first appearances and all those goodies, but we also tell you what the books are about. Again, if you want to pre-order any of the things we are talking about, just go to our website, just sign up for a subscription and start ordering, and we will take care of you.
Yep, we'd love to have you a part of our comics family.
Yep, absolutely. So thank you very much, and we will see you next time.